And now it's time for something completely different from Jaguar. And here it is, the new XF, an all-new model. It's kind of neither fish nor fowl, but the technology is nutty. Come on, I'll show you. Now, the first thing anybody notices in the new XF is the most ridiculous thing in the new XF. That is the wake-up sequence. When you fire the car, the vents across the dash roll around from this sleep position, and the shifter, that's this thing, pops up from being flush mounted. Let's talk about that shifter. That's that big old knob there they call Jaguar Drive. No levers, no buttons. You just rotate this thing back and forth to go from park, reverse, neutral, drive, or sport. Now, the next thing your eye goes to is that display, and a whole lot goes on in there. But one of the key issues with it is that it uses flash. But again, like so much in this car that it's tech-related, why use flash? It's cool, I guess, but it takes time. Beyond that, the resolution's outstanding, and the information design I find is really good as well. That's a great-looking map. I like the richness of it. The fine rendering and resolution is really top-notch. Under the audio menu, we've got AM, FM, of course, the satellite radio selection right there, compact disc, of course, and a very interesting portable audio interface. And that's down here in the console. There's an auxiliary input jack, there's a USB port, and there's also a dedicated iPod connector. Oh, by the way, to get that full complement of portable connectivity, you've got to upgrade the audio system to what's called the Bowers & Wilkins option. Bowers & Wilkins branded drivers, 13 of them plus one sub, all powered by 440 watts of amplification, and it's also got Dolby Pro Logic 2 to create synthetic surround out of digital stereo sources. Now, what moves our XF? It's Jag's generally sweet AJ Series V8. Puts out 300 horsepower, 310 foot-pounds of torque. There's also a supercharged variant available, and that puts out like 420 horse. This car moves around very nicely, has a great exhaust note, I should say that. The power goes out through a 6-speed automatic only, and that's underneath this oddball selector we talked about. You've got the standard drive programming, plus if you push and turn, you get into the sport mode programming, and you've got paddle shifters back here with direct access to the gear logic. 0 to 60 happens in 6.2 seconds. Fuel economy is 16 city, 25 highway. We've also got an optional technology on this car which is becoming pretty hot among the luxury makers, and that is a blind spot system. It's out there on the mirror. It'll light up and show two cars kind of diagonally opposed when there's a car in one of your blind spots. You could easily miss it though if you're looking dead ahead. I'm not sure it's the most obvious system out there. We have adaptive cruise control optioned on our XF, and it's easily controlled here by these 4 little buttons on the wheel, and you just set your gap right up there on that center display. Now, optional is a rear view camera and front parking sensors. What's odd, though, is if you get the rear view camera, the parking sensors in the back are still there also. So you get this redundant deal of seeing and hearing. You have no excuse to bang up the back of your XF. Now, here's a great big slice so wacky. It's called Jaguar Sense. That right there is the glove box button. But it doesn't work for me. Works great for Mitch. Mitch, show him how it works. Oh, you gotta love him. He's got the touch. Also extends to the dome light up here. By just touching the lenses, they come on, and touch them again, and they go off. Really cool. Really useless. Let's price our XF. This guy is the premium level, which is the middle car between the base car and the supercharged version. It's $56,000, but it includes navigation and an iPod connector. But if you want the USB and the aux